Hi children, today we are going to discuss about what is harvest and what do you mean by storage, how we are going to store the food and how we are going to harvest the grown crops. So, which are the points that we are going to discuss in this lesson? Let us know about that topics first. So, during from crop to grains, we have followed lot of steps like preparation of a soil, sowing, adding manures and fertilizers, and also irrigation, along with that protection from the weeds. Now, next step, which is involved in the crops to grain production, that means production of crops and management, that is harvesting. Next, threshing, and another one is very important, it is winnowing and a crop protection and storage. Along with these agricultural activities, we have to depend on a another thing, that is animal husbandry and its advantages. Let us know about all these things in this class. See, let us discuss one by one. So, crops to grain. So we know that as the crop matures, it has to be cut from the main plant. The grains have to be collected from the crop and the waste should be separated from them. Yes, we all know that after when the crops matures, we have to cut from the main plant and that grains to be separated from the waste. So in this way, we are going to follow some steps in order to get the grains in a proper manner. So we can see that. So we can entirely say that how to protect the grains. So by what way we have to get the proper or cleaned manners of grains from this during the production of crop. So it involves three steps. One is harvesting, another one is threshing, and another one is winnowing. Let us discuss one by one. What do you mean by harvesting? The process which involves cutting of mature crops to gather grains is known as a harvesting. The process which involves cutting of mature crops to gather grains is known as harvesting. Harvesting can be done manually by using a sickle. See, a iron tool which helps us to cut the plants. That one plants, that is called as a sickle. A sickle is an instrument with a sharp serrated edge metal blade attached to a wooden handle. Okay, that I think everyone is knows about that instrument, usually used to clean the garden. Also we use that sickle. Okay, harvesting can also be explained like this, or this can be done by using machines also. That machines we call it as a harvesters. So here is the picture which helps us to understand the and know about the machine which is called as a harvester. So you are, after observing this picture, you can identify what is that and this machine is called as the harvester and why we are going to use this harvester in the agricultural land to cut the mature crops from the plants. Okay, so this is the thing. Let us discuss about the next step which is involved in a crop to grain, threshing. That is called as a threshing. It is a process of separating grains from the straw and chaff. Okay, a thresher is used by threshing. And also you can write like this: a combine. A combine is the combination of a thresher and the harvesters. So this is the second step that we have to know about that things. Okay, next, after knowing this threshing, let us discuss about another one which is called as what is that? Winnowing. What do you mean by winnowing? After observing this picture, you can explain. You can say that how the lady is separating grains from its dust particles. See, we can say see how she is separating the grains and how she is cleaning the grain. That method is called as a winnowing. What is winnowing? So you have to write like this in the words. It's a process of making natural wind to blow through the grains, which allows the lighter substance to fly away, leaving the heavier grains which falls on the ground. Winnowing can be done manually. It can also be done by winnowing machine, which has a fan to blow away the chaff. Okay, so this is the method which helps us to clean the grains. See, next, after knowing about all the things which involves in crops to grains, let us know about the how our earlier person, the ancient peoples or other area peoples, they used to protect the crops and how they stores the crops. So, what is the need of protecting the crops? That things we are going to discuss now. So, crop protection, that is the main step that is very much needed. Otherwise, whatever the work that we have done to grow that type of that crops, no, that will become spoiled. So let us discuss about the protection of crops. Protection of crops against microorganism, rodents, pests, and moisture is done by drying in the sun and exposing to the fume. See here how we have to, from what we have to protect the crops. We have to protect the crops from a microorganism, rodents, pests and the moist area, moist air. See how we are going to protect by drying them in a sunshine and also exposing to a fumes. So you can also harvest or protect the grains in a other method, other way also. Harvested grains should be protected from moisture because that moisture promotes the microbial growth. That's why the grains should be properly dried in a sunlight until they possess only 14% of moisture. Till that you have to dry it in a sunshine. Otherwise that microbial growth we can going to see. That's why so it is very much necessary to protect our crops from the moisture. Yes, and also the our peoples also use soils, that means a big cylindrical structure which help us to store the grains. You can see this picture which is helpful to understand what is soils in a next page, next slide. See, and also why this stored grains and why we have to protect the crops, because see whatever the crop we are going to produce, we are going to get it from the agricultural land. Among that 20% of crop is going to be consumed by the rodents. So that's why we have to store in a proper granaries. Then what are granaries? Granaries are a large room built above ground level to prevent the rodents and pests from getting near the grains. And also on other way also you can store or protect the grains. By storing grains are also the stored grains also damaged by worms and insecticides. So to protect from these worms and insecticides, our persons used to spray the neem leaves over that grains, and neem powder is sprayed to keep away from the away from the insects from the storage area. See, next step they used to protect the crops while storing in some place. So we use cold storage also. The vegetables and fruits are stored at a low temperature. So in these ways we can store the crops in order to protect from the worms, insects and moist air. So like this. So here you can see the pictures where we can see soils, how the cylindrical shaped metallic cylinders which used to store large quantity of crops, and another one is the traditional way and traditional methods what they are used to store the grains after that production, no. So used to store in baskets, earthen soils, granary, and sacks, jute sacks, kothar and mohari. So in this way they construct different places and they use different methods to store the crops. And also we can see nowadays we can see granaries where the large quantity of crops are going to be stored and protected for a long time. And also we can see the picture which help us to know how the ancient peoples used to store the grains in a house built by stones. So this in this way we use the different methods to store the crops in order to protect them from a microorganism, rodents, pests and moistures, worms, insects. So after knowing all these things which help us to grow or get the high yield on our agricultural land, and also in order to think when you think about economically, so addition of manure and fertilizers can be the amount that we are going to spend for that we can also reduce by using animal husbandry methods also along with the agricultural activities. Let us see what do you mean by animal husbandry, and what are the things that we are going to see in this animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is nothing but a rearing and breeding livestock on a large scale to obtain food and other products from them. So it also includes dairy farming, poultry farming, and pisciculture, sericulture, piggery, etc. Animal husbandry is a practice employed to increase the production of animal products by livestock. Animal husbandry includes feeding, breeding, and disease control of livestock animals. So, we can also protect the living organisms like hen, poultry by poultry farming, and then cows like that. So, by dairy farming, and fishes by pisciculture, and the silkworms by sericulture method, and piggery pigs. So by protecting, and also we can increase the economical status of you by producing the animal products. Okay, yes. Animal husbandry also involves feeding and breeding and disease controls. That is a very important steps in order to carry the animal husbandry process along with the agricultural activities. Here is the pictures. Some help us to know about the poultry, dairy farming, piggery, and sericulture, and also fishiculture, like that. These are all comes under the category of animal husbandry. Okay, let us discuss one by one. What is the use? Why we have to adapt this animal husbandry things in along with the agriculture activity? For that, here is the answer. Say, animal husbandry is the scientific management of farm animals. It serves many uses for human beings. Why? Because it helps in enhancing milk production, it increases egg production, it increases meat production, it has increased the fish production, and it helps in proper management of agricultural waste. So by these points, we can say that yes, along with the agricultural activities, that means production of crop, if you adapt this animal husbandry, it helps us to enhance these things production, and also helps in the proper management of agricultural waste. So this is also very much needed for a agricultural purpose, andre the farmers in order to enhance their economical status. Okay, I hope you have understood all that things which are related to a animal husbandry. Here is the chart which helps us to know more about the advantages and disadvantages. of a animal husbandry. Okay, observe this and you can come to know about all that points. So see you in the next part of the video. In the next video we are going to discuss about the questions which appeared in the textbook. So thank you for watching. Keep reading and have a good knowledge. Thank